What's up, everyone? So we're all gonna get a journey to the world of Eternum on Tuesday, and if you played the beta, then we're gonna get to go back and we're gonna have a lot of fun. But I thought, in like the big hype for the game, we should list some things that we're all excited about for the upcoming release. Some things that maybe we didn't get to try in the beta, or if you didn't get to try the beta at all, some things that you're excited to do. So let me know down in the comments some of the things you're most excited for. But here's my top 5 things that I'm most excited for, and I'll return to New World. So, number 5, exploration. There is a lot in the game that I didn't get to explore or experience in the beta. A lot of different zones, a lot of different dungeons. I didn't really get to do a whole lot of that stuff. I pretty much only got to go through like 2 or 3 zones, and I never got to quite a high enough level to really participate in the dungeons. I did do the first one, but there are a decent number that I really am excited to give a try once I actually start really digging into this game. And on launch day, of course, I'm going to be playing all day long. So hopefully within that first week, I'll have experienced most of those dungeons, but we'll see how it goes. The exploration and just the mass amount of things to discover on the island is one of the things I'm most excited for, because it's really that new MMO feel that not many games can give you, where it's like there's so much to do and there's so much yet to be discovered. I know that, of course, the game's almost solved basically, but not for me. I've barely watched anything on the game and I didn't get to experience much in the beta, so I'm really big hyped for this. Number 4, gathering. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with crafting. So I really enjoyed the idea of running around to different zones to see what exactly there was in that zone to collect, and then collect that and then see how I could use that to craft. I think it's a really neat idea that you have to go to different zones to get different materials for, say, something as simple as like a fishing pole or something. You might not be able to get that in the starting zone. I know some people might dislike that. I think it's cool. I think it makes the world feel important. I think it makes each resource feel really important. And I think that since gathering and crafting kind of go hand in hand here, the crafting in this game is absolutely spot on. I like the idea of being able to make a lot of stuff at once, but that the crafting itself is kind of in depth in a way. And I'm really excited to max a lot of those things out and see if I can kind of corner the market at least a little bit in some of these trading posts. I'm really excited to try a lot of that. And number 3, invasions. So invasions are like New World's mass PvE, where they have a lot of enemies that just erupt onto the battlefield, and you have to be at max level and you have to join them. But it is almost like a raid in a sense, where you have like a large group of players versus the NPCs. And so I'm really excited to give that a try. I never got to max level in the beta, so I never really got to even try a single invasion, and I'm really hoping that they're done well and that they're fun to do, because if the PvE is good, then I think that creates a lot of redoable content. I know that there's a lot of good PvP as well, but the PvE also being good makes this a much more diverse game than just being strictly niched down into like a PvP game. So I'm really excited to try those. They look super cool, and I hope that I can get to a high enough level quickly enough to do some of the first invasions. That'd be really sick, as if I'm in like the first one on like the server or whatever. That would be really fun, I think. If you're in the first ones, you're kind of cemented down in the history of that server. Sounds really fun, sounds really cool. And then number 2, I'm really, really, really excited for the wars for each zone and the possibility of taking forts, going to war against different factions, going to war against different guilds, and having control over an actual zone. I think it would be absolutely fun if I was in control of a zone, or if the guild I'm in is in control of a zone and we have a lot of say over the taxes and stuff there. That sounds a lot of fun. I didn't really get to try much of that in the beta. I did actually participate in like taking of a fort, which was a lot of fun, but I didn't really get to participate much else outside of the war. So I really hope that I can take control of some zones here with my faction, and we can really have a strong foothold and kind of take control of the island. That'd be really sick. So I'm looking forward to a lot of the complex PvP. A lot of the fort battles are really cool. And then also the open world PvP as well. So I guess this should be a PvP point, because it's not just the wars. The wars are a super awesome aspect of the game, but the PvP is really super fun. I love running around. You see some random people, you have PvP on, and you're like, "Oh, I'm going in. Let's go." You know what I mean? So I'm really excited for that stuff. I really think that they kind of nailed the PvP in the beta, at least for me. So I'm excited to try out new builds for see how they do against enemies and see if I can, maybe best some people that are higher level than me and work on some noobs that are just barely leveling up. So I'm really excited for that in this game. I think this game does PvP exceptionally well. Now, the only issue that I could see is like server stability, but hopefully by this point they have most of those issues ironed out. And then number one, maybe it's cringe, maybe it's not. I think playing with new friends is the most exciting part. I have some new friends joining the game who didn't play in the beta, and I'm really excited to play with them and show them some of the stuff in the game and then explore the things I haven't got to do with them and just see if they enjoy the game as much as I do. Hopefully they do, and hopefully they stick around for a long time so that we can do some of that end game level dungeons and stuff, and we can do some of that high level PvP and like invasions and stuff like that. I'm really excited to try that with a lot of the new people that I didn't get to play with in the beta. And hopefully you all have some new friends join the game who didn't really get to play in the beta or who were busy or whatever, didn't have the money at the time. So hopefully for them, this opens up a new opportunity for a new game, a really good game in my opinion, and one that if you're in and one that if you get into an MMO at the very beginning, of course, it's always super exciting because almost nobody has it all figured out. And I'm sure that even though a lot of people think that they do, that Amazon has some changes in mind that are going to flip that a little bit, maybe some tuning tweaks that make other builds a lot better than they were before. So let's hope that Amazon does a good job tuning and this day zero patch for pretty much whatever they're going to change is in the game and is well received, and they do a good job on that. But that is my list of the top 5 things that I'm looking forward to in the actual release of New World. Kind of a short video, but I'm just really excited for New World and I can't wait for it to come out. So let me know what you think down in the comments. What are your favorite things about the game, or what are you looking forward to the most? But if you enjoyed the video, please like and consider subscribing to the channel. But yeah, that's it for today. Peace.